Some animals are famous. These 9 are simply operating by a different set of rules. Glass frogs, found in Central and South American rainforests, have a transparent belly through which all internal organs are visible. During sleep, they go further. A 2022 study in Science found that resting glass frogs can redirect up to 89% of their red blood cells into the liver, making the rest of the body effectively invisible to predators. The liver acts as a storage unit for the blood cells, which release back into circulation when the frog wakes. This is the only known vertebrate capable of achieving near-complete optical transparency on a recurring, reversible basis. Army ant colonies contain up to 700,000 individuals and have no fixed home. The colony itself is the nest. Each night, workers interlock their bodies, gripping each other with hook legs, to form a living structure called a bivouac, which shelters the queen, larvae, and food. When the colony moves, workers form living bridges by anchoring themselves across gaps so other workers can cross continuously. At river crossings, workers link into living rafts. The structure assembles and disassembles without any coordinator. Each ant responds only to local signals. Magnificent frigatebirds have a wingspan of over 2 meters but cannot land on water and cannot take off from it. They spend months at sea without touching land. A study using EEG electrodes attached to birds in flight confirmed that frigatebirds sleep while flying, taking 10-second bursts of sleep, sometimes with only one hemisphere of the brain at a time, accumulating around 41 minutes of total sleep per day over open ocean. On land, they sleep over 11 hours. The birds sustain months of continuous flight on less than 4% of their normal sleep. Secretary birds kill venomous snakes by stomping rather than biting. High-speed cameras documented each stomp delivering 195 newtons of force in 15 milliseconds, faster than a cobra can complete its strike. The bird's forward-facing eyes give it predator-level depth perception for precise targeting. It can neutralize a snake's head before the snake can react, then swallow it whole. They also drop tortoises from height to crack the shell, adjusting mid-drop to hit the target. Basilisk lizards run across water on their hind legs. Fringe-line toes slap the surface rapidly enough to trap an air pocket before the foot sinks, generating upward thrust. A basilisk can run up to 20 meters across water before slowing enough to start sinking, at which point it switches to swimming without breaking stride. The ability requires a minimum running speed, too slow and the physics fails. They are called the Jesus lizard. Mudskippers are fish that spend most of their time on land. They breathe through their skin, provided it stays moist, and through a modified gill chamber holding a reservoir of water and air. On land they move by planting paired pectoral fins and vaulting forward. They climb mangrove roots, dig burrows that they breathe air into to maintain an oxygen supply for eggs, and defend above-water territories. They are among the few fish that have been documented climbing vegetation to escape predators. Thorny devils are small Australian lizards that drink without using their mouth directly. Microscopic grooves between the scales cover their entire body and function as a passive capillary network, drawing water from damp sand or rain upward toward the corners of the mouth, where the lizard swallows. They can absorb water through their feet, their belly, or their back. The system requires no active effort. Contact with moisture is enough. It is one of 2 known independent evolutionary solutions to passive whole-body water collection in lizards. New Caledonian crows manufacture tools from raw materials in the wild. They strip and bend leaves to create hooks for extracting grubs from wood. In laboratory experiments, crows presented with straight wire spontaneously bent it into hooks to retrieve food from tubes, with no prior exposure to bent wire. When the hook was taken away and a straight wire provided again, they bent it again. They also combine tools in sequence, using a short tool to retrieve a longer tool needed to reach food. No training was involved in the multi-step experiments. Blobfish are famous as the world's ugliest animal, a sagging, featureless mass with a drooping nose and deflated expression. That form is an artifact of capture. Blobfish live at depths of 600 to 1,200 meters, where pressure is 60 to 120 times that of the surface. At those depths, they look like ordinary fish. When trawling nets bring them up rapidly, the pressure change causes their bodies, which lack a rigid swim bladder, to expand and distort. Every photograph of a blobfish shows what decompression does to soft tissue. 9 animals operating outside the parameters biology is supposed to enforce. Tomorrow's animal survived something that killed nearly everything else on Earth. This channel posts a new animal fact video every day. Hit follow so you don't miss the next one.